Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And on topic of today, what does it take to build self-care into your life? So this is for you, busy leaders and professionals out there who are longing for that work-life balance or work-life harmony, however you want to call it. And you are finding it challenging to start taking good care of yourself and make time for yourself, be it to recharge or to spend however you like it on your passion project or something fun, your hobby, for instance, or to have more quality time with your loved ones. So why is it so difficult to build self-care into your life? If you're new to my community, my name is Irene Anggreni, and I'm a mental wellness coach, helping leaders to uplift their emotions and have better self-care so they can create sustainable success for themselves, for their teams, for their clients, without sacrificing their personal lives. I'm also a mental health advocate. I have lived with depression. So in that way, self-care is really an ongoing life practice for me. And self-care has many facets, and even if you are feeling quite okay right now, there are always things that we can improve to lead our life with more ease and fun and joy. So I will share today 5 tips that may give you some ideas about what you might still be missing in your self-care practice, or to solve why is it so difficult and so much pressure to do self-care. Okay, ready? So my tips number 1 is really about being conscious on how you spend your time. This is the first and main blocks I hear a lot from people. Why they ignore their self-care a bit. Like, I have no time. Yeah, I wish I had time to do all these things, all the good things you mentioned. I wish I had more time to go to exercise, or to prep a healthy meal for myself, but no time. And this feeling of not having time, it really has big consequences. It has direct consequences. You may be feeling really spent, you're not able to recharge. And there's also the overwhelm, because it also tells something about that you are kind of living in that quite a busy, really packed schedule, day in, day out, that you don't have clarity anymore about what's important, what matters, what's meaningful to you. And if that clarity is missing, that's really a sign that, hey, you need to make time to stop for a moment so that you can figure out what your priority should be. And perhaps you are encountering new situations. It could also be a positive situation, like you got promoted into a new leadership role, for instance, or you just launched your business, or you became a new parent. And all these situations, it's that requires you also to really reorient yourself on, okay, what should be now my priority? How do I organize all this, mounting task that suddenly grows? So, and it's important to create that time for you, and also to protect that time for yourself. You can call it, your allocated CEO time, if you like, because we are all CEOs of our lives. Yeah. So how do we also act like one, that we are the leader of our life? And use this time to really get things together, and really make make clear what your priority should be, and what your realistic plan to start addressing them. So you are not always running around, being busy, firefighting all the time, but not actually being productive. And tips number 2 I have is really about being aware of your energy Yeah, so energy here, I'm talking in the broadest sense, can be physical energy or your mental or emotional energy. And it takes skills as well to discern, like how's your energy level on all these three. And also, like, if you face a task or an activity, kind of to understand as well, like what's each task or activity may need a different balance of these three different types of energy inside you. And it's really an invitation here is to reflect on where are you spending your energy on, and also what gets you to recharge that energy. If we are going on about the busy culture, kind of why we get ourselves so busy, or agenda so packed with so many activities, it could also be kind of a kind of distractions that we create ourselves to avoid, I don't know, to avoid feeling certain things, or to avoid dealing with something else that's much bigger. No judgment here. I've been there. So you can ask yourself those questions. And also what's important is like the awareness that the things that are draining our energy could also be less obvious. It's not per se activities or tasks we do, but from experience and also observation from working with my clients, there could be a lot of internal things that drain us. We are talking about internal struggles, or bottled up emotions, or stress and worries that have been suppressed. It also takes a lot of energy. Or it could be about beliefs about yourself that are sabotaging you. Like if we talk about self-doubts or imposter syndrome, or feeling not good enough. There's a fear of I'm being anytime now I might be found out. So it could really sneak up and eat away your energy. For the record here, I'm familiar with all these that I mentioned, and I know that they need to be addressed, so that all the efforts you put in for self-care don't go down the drain. Because otherwise, you as a system, it may it's like a leaky bucket. Like you keep pouring in the good stuff, the good self-care activities, but it's leaking, and you get exhausted from not seeing the results. So be aware also of what's blocking or sabotaging your self-care efforts, and be courageous in addressing them. And number 3, this is something related to also the mindset, but it's really to let go of that perfectionism. There's a saying, a funny one, like forget about the perfectionism. You'll never achieve it anyway. I don't remember who said that. Is it Groucho Marx or is it Salvador Dali? Tell me in the comment if you know who said that. So say you are, that you are already doing self-care, like say you have meditation practice or you're going to the gym, and this is a kind of a check-up, if your idea of success in your self-care efforts, or your idea of whether you are a good or a bad person, is tied with that, okay, I always have to do this practice according to to my plan, and so on, then you might feel really bad if you feel if you miss one day, for instance, of your practice. So I've got news. It is completely okay to cut yourself some slack. And this is a reminder in case you need to hear it today. It's all right also to be kind and compassionate to yourself. And that takes acceptance and knowing what you need right here, right now, and being able to meet yourself where you are, not where you should be, and all with that compassion, yeah, kind of with that kindness. And I'm aware, you know, that there needs to be balancing, kind of this balancing of tough love and balancing of a soft, kind love. And I want to share both sides because balancing them is absolutely needed. So it's never all or nothing. Yeah, because like if you are more on like, okay, if I don't stick to my plan, then I fail, you know, take into account that life is full of surprises. So not all your plans may work out. And yet, you know, if you're more on the other side, you know, like it's also no excuse for you to, because of life happens, it's no excuse to postpone, to delay, to procrastinate, and to avoid taking the first steps. So this is an encouragement and an invitation. Go and do that imperfect, messy first steps. It's okay. It's all good. And let go of the idea of not feeling good enough. You know, just start from somewhere, from where you are, and from a comfortable step from where you are at right now, and let go of comparing yourself with others who likely have different circumstances, who likely have different lives completely. Yeah, if you start noticing, like you compare yourself, you feel a bit jealous or a bit like, oh, yeah, see, like there's a hopeless feeling, I'll never get there. Let go of that, let go. Allow these successes from other people to inspire you instead of making yourself feel bad. Yeah. And there's also sometimes, like this kind of, which is a bit funny now, if I say it, kind of like feeling, oh, I'm not fit enough to do sport. I'm not fit enough to go to the gym. Yeah, or I'm too busy to meditate and calm my mind. It's a kind of, if you see the logics here, it sounds almost comparable to, oh, I'm too dirty to take a shower. Yeah. So it is kind of really for you, kind of a live ongoing practice is to find out for yourself, and it's going to be unique, personally yours. What's the first smallest step? Yeah, if going to the gym is too big of a step, or running 5 kilometers is too much, you could start with something small, like maybe, okay, I'll start with a walk around the block, see how it goes, even if it takes 5-10 minutes. And it really helps you to get going and to maintain that by focusing more on the process, and creating long-term habits instead of obsessing about, or the results, these results I have to get, and so on. So that leads me to number 4, which is really about priming yourself and your environment, for that positive habits you want to create. So making habits that always involves change, and change is always full of resistance. So it's sometimes also setbacks. Kind of, it's not like we are going on a straight line and okay, this is like I want to change from A to B and whoosh, and then there I'm changed person. So likely your experience is not like that, right? Okay. And you may have a strong willpower. You have a strong motivation. But most of us humans, myself included, may need more than just willpower. Because keep in mind, willpower is also a finite resource. It's limited. We can run out of willpower. And of course, when we celebrate, the small wins, like I did my walk around the block today for 10 minutes, like all these small things we celebrate, it refills the willpower, and the motivation. But also what can make things easier so that we don't overuse this willpower all the time is really priming our environment to make it, like easier to do that habits that we want to, that we want the habits to stick long term, right? And one way we do that is by reducing the resistance. Like if you have excuse, like, oh, I want to do my exercise in the morning, but kind of in the morning I always get I don't know, there are a lot of things, and then in the end I forget about it. So I know this works. Yeah, some people, for instance, like these are just saying some examples. Some people, for instance, sleep with their sport clothes on, so they're like they're ready to get their exercise in the next morning. Or say you want to, you want to drink more. Yeah, I mean water. Okay, to drink more water, and you can put maybe water bottles in strategic places around your house, like by your bedstand or on the kitchen counter or on your desk or in your car, kind of to make it easier. There's less resistance. Oh yeah, water reminder, and then you can make that a habit. And also if you want to reduce like the habits that you don't want, like then according to this logic, you could try to increase the resistance to make things a bit more challenging, to fall back into the old habits that you don't want. So for instance here, personal experience, I have a plugin, an app on my browser to help me exercise self-control, to block certain distracting sites so that I'm not, kind of like I don't fall back into the trap of, browsing in the infinite internet. Or say if you want to cut down on unhealthy snacking habits or smoking or other habits, you can ask yourself, how do you make your environment more challenging for you to do this, to do this habit that you don't want, that you want to get rid of. And this can in itself, it can also bring in your creativity. It can bring in also maybe fun and joy to find your way. Kind of it's a bit of navigating what works for you. And bringing this creativity and also the fun and joy, it really helps motivate you and also saves you from spending too much willpower. Kind of like if you're almost at your limit, then you start to feel like, oh, like it's kind of you have to drag yourself to do that habits, to do the thing that is good for you, but it's just like feels kind of so hard and challenging. And all these can move forward when you are taking action, and that can happen when you are in the right mindset. So the mindset of what, of putting yourself as a priority as well. To truly understand and believe that you, yes, I'm talking to you, you are as important as everyone or everything else that you've been putting above you all this time. So that brings to, my fifth tips here is about really to start adopting the mindset, that, hey, I'm also important to take care of, to give attention to give love and care. So I know there's this, maybe like a bit of a stigma or assumptions, maybe, oh, self-care is really a selfish, indulgent things, only it's only for if I have time or money to spend on myself. Now, I really want to ask you, like, first of all, is self-care really selfish? Say you are dealing with a lot of stress at work. There's a lot of pressure a lot of bottled up emotions. Yeah, and you think like, okay, I should be able to do this, to deal with this myself. I'm a grown up. I've taken course on emotional intelligence. I've taken so many personal development trainings and so on. Yeah, this is, this is not serious enough to deserve outside help. And then you may start to get agitated as well. And maybe at some point, like, oh, yeah, what happened here? I snapped at my spouse, or I snapped at my child, and they feel hurt. And then you also feel really bad. You feel really guilty afterwards, and everybody suffers. Yeah. So now, taking care of your stress or your own emotions and communicating with your loved ones with compassion it is a form of self-care, an advanced one even. And if you've been in that scenario, yeah, and I know I've been there myself quite a few times, now it's time to reconsider, does it still feel selfish, self-care? Yeah. And if it feels like, okay, self-care, yeah, like if that's been in your mind, or self-care is, something I associate with the really self-indulgent things, yeah, it could be because of the misassumptions about what self-care is. Now, I know there's a version of self-care that involves like, spa days or going on retreats and so on. That can be part of it, but that's not what we are talking about here. Yeah. So it's really great if you have those opportunities to go on a spa, really like a full relaxation, to also kind of recharge you. Yeah, especially if you need like holidays to really change the scenery, change the context, to bring more perspective into your life. That's great if you have those opportunities. But the self-care in this conversation is especially about creating and maintaining that positive, lasting habits in your daily life. Yeah. So yeah, share in the comment, like if you have something that you feel okay, yeah, that speaks to me, or like, yeah, that's something that that I've been missing. Oh, I've forgotten to include in my self-care. And also if you have your own tips, like, oh, what self-care should be, what self-care looks like, and how do you make it work in your own life. So to recap here, yeah, kind of I shared 5 tips, and it's really about first is make time for yourself by getting clear on your priority. And for that you may need, like, okay, to really, it's a bit chicken and egg. You need to make time to pause and regroup and reflect. And 2, to take care and be aware of your energy, and also watch out for the less obvious energy drainer. And 3, let go of perfection or this all or nothing thinking. Yeah, start with imperfect first steps. That's allowed. That's allowed. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first try. And 4, prime your environment to create less resistance, to create more ease, more joy even. And don't rely on willpower alone. Yeah, because it can run out. And 5th is really to start adopting and believing also, and living the mindset that, hey, you're important to deserve self-care. Yeah. So share in the chat like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, if you watch through the recording, like what are you most excited to take action on right away? Yeah. So I hope this helps you on the journey towards better work-life harmony, towards better health, towards kind of a better relationships with your loved ones, and also to to better sustainable success on your, in your personal life, in your professional life as well. And if you're looking to learn more on these topics that I mentioned, so I run a masterclass on a regular basis. Yeah, it's in a workshop format, so it's really practical and actionable. And today at the 6 p.m. Central European time, so that would be midday at Eastern time, and 9 in the morning for Pacific time. So today is an encore of my workshop on how to self-care as a busy leader without adding the overwhelm or the extra to do. And we will focus on, the point 1 and point 2, like really how to be more conscious about your time, how you're spending your time, and also your energy, so that you can, you have some tools, some practical insights to help you move forward in creating this spaciousness, this time for yourself. And as a result, you have more energy for to spend on what matters to you. So I'd love to invite you to this workshop. So when I say today, Wednesday, Wednesday, 30th of August, just so I don't know when you will be watching this. I will share the link below, and I'll see you there. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.